Good morning.
All right. Oh, good morning. I know. I am going to go back to Zoom. I think, oh my. Is that you playing or me playing? This is our first live stream and I'm hearing some echoing going on.
Oh, I don't have
So
anything on my
it
end.
must be on my side. It's, I wonder how,
Do you get an echo? Is that what you said?
yeah, I wonder if I X out, the tab is playing audio. I wonder if I X out, if it totally stops the live stream. Let's find out. Okay, I think it's working. I just closed it, so I'm not listening to myself in a delay on the live stream video. So hopefully this is working on live stream. We're
Good,
also
because
going to start recording and
that's the worst.
right, and I am going to allow people to join straight away and get rid of the sound because um, all right, perfect. And now I'm going to start our recording and we'll get going. All right, wonderful. We are streaming to YouTube for our first live stream. Welcome to the Canva Real Estate Lab with Race and Frost. And
Joy Johnson.
all right, we are so excited to have you here because today we are going to be sharing uh, how listing agents can be more productive with their time. So I am, oh, it looks like I got a couple screens to close here, trying to get to the right spot. Here we go. Okay, so a few people have asked us if you're part of EXP, how to get to Canva. So I'm actually going to start there. Now, if you aren't part of EXP and you've got a regular free account or a pro account, then you just go, search up Canva, do your regular login. But I wanted to show this quickly. Which is once you log into EXP's Okta dashboard, you'll have all these apps here, and one of them is Canva. So you literally just log into Okta, click on Canva, and it will log you in to your EXP account. Now, for many of you, like myself, you may have a personal and professional account. So to switch back and forth, you do that right down here on the left-hand side where your name is. If you look here, you'll see it says switch accounts. And you can switch. I could switch to my personal or my personal account back and forth. Today, for this, I am going to be working from inside my EXP account. And just to make it simpler, I want to show you a few things. Now, one of the things we've talked about before is how to organize and work proficiently from your Canva account. And you can go back and rewatch that video and join our Facebook group, Real Estate Canva Lab with Rayson and Joy, if you want to watch some of our previous episodes, as we refer to those throughout when we're doing things. And the first thing that I taught you all was to go ahead and switch to not the home view, which is pretty chaotic, but go straight to your projects tab. Now, for most people, the next thing you're going to do is to switch the owner. So it's just the stuff that you're doing. If you're working inside of the EXP account, they have this great option. We expand the bar and we just select your projects. And that will get rid of any of EXP's templates and things like that that are in there and make it a really nice, clean working area. So for today, because we are focused on how to end up being more efficient with your creating all of your listing and marketing materials for your listing in one project with multiple different designs and templates. What we're going to do is go ahead and for me, the way I've organized my folders in that organizational video, you can go watch some ideas on this. I have clients. Inside clients, I have my listings. Inside of listings, here is an example I have set up for you. 1234 Sancy Dab Place. Now, do recall that because you're going to end up with a lot of listings, clients, you're going to want to be able to search. So when you do search, make sure that you are actually naming this as long as you want to name it with as many keywords that would let you pull it up in the future. So that could be the address, the year, the client's last names, It could be a neighborhood, right? Feel free to put as many keywords when you're naming things so that when you go to search, you'll be able to find things if you need to go back to it. So once I am inside of this, you will notice that I have actually a media folder. Again, we've talked about this for organization. This is going to be important when it comes to moving quickly and getting things done in a really efficient manner. So I have a media folder where I've already pre-uploaded all the collateral that I have related to the images and videos for this particular listing. Then I have started a flyer because we also have done a listing flyer. So hopefully at the very least, you know how to create a listing flyer. So I have went ahead and created started the document with that. So you'll see I have named it marketing material all. Why? Because we're not going to have a single project anymore just for a flyer or just for a social media post on Instagram. We are going to put all of our collateral in one document. And this is going to allow you for any campaign, whether it's a listing campaign or a social media campaign, or you have a particular offer or funnel that you're wanting to utilize to attract people to your business. You can create any campaign that you're interested. You can now have all your marketing collateral in one project, and we're going to show you how to do that. So I've clicked on it. As I said, in some case, you'd be starting a new design and picking that first piece, potentially that listing flyer like Joy has done in her previous class. So I went ahead and just opened up and created a template here for a listing flyer. Assume we're starting from that point. Now, the one thing that I do want to make sure you know about is that there are two different views that you can, actually three, but there are different views that you can operate. And it's important to know how to move around when you start adding a lot of pages to a project. So the first one is there's two views. This view, which if I add a page here, allows you to basically scroll like this up and down, and you can click on and add specific titles here, which I encourage you to do to help keep track of things. So this might be flyer, for sale, 123 Santee Dad Place. Okay, as an example. Because when you go to download these, you can download them and end up with individual names for each of the pages. So that's why it's important. So you'll be able to find these in your download folder and distinguish which piece is what piece. So this is one way to view it. Another way, which when you're adding lots of media in the beginning, is a view that I really enjoy working with, is this view. And this is the view I'll be working with mostly to show you how to add all these different collateral and make it really easy for you. And what you'll notice here is in order to name it, you do have to right click and go up here and you can edit the title here. Okay. So that's how you can do that from here. And the last view is over here, this grid view. So this works really well if you want to rearrange. You can add things and also rearrange from here as well. So whichever view you find easiest to work from, go for it. I'll be working from this view today. All right. So the first thing that most people do, the way that if you've been using Canva before they came out with this multi-format feature, Canva 2.0, then what most people would do is after they be done creating a listing flyer, they'd go over here and they go to this resize button here. And most people would then say, okay, now I want an Instagram story or an Instagram post or a Facebook post. And once you select what it is you want, you would say copy and resize, and it would create a new project with just that individual thing in it. Rather than doing that, what we're going to be doing is we are actually going to be right over here. We have a couple options. These three dots, if you right click it, you can duplicate the page. You can resize the page. This is going to be a fast way. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit this resize page from inside here. And we're going to pick Instagram story because I want to get all my social media set up. So I'm going to say Instagram story. Now watch what happens. Inside this same document, all of a sudden we went from a flyer to your Instagram. Now, obviously for Instagram, I'm not going to have all these things. It's going to be more image heavy. But you can see how quickly you can take a base material, a base template, and begin to resize and get all the different pages that you want. The other way that you can do this, let's say I'm like, okay, well, I know I don't want to start with the same stuff, right? So if I were doing this for Instagram, maybe I'd, have to do a little rearranging. I'd make the property features a little bit bigger. I wouldn't necessarily need my face because it's going to be on my social media page. And we're going to drive some stuff to that depending on your, you might still need this, depends on your requirements for social media. And so, maybe I'll do some rearranging like this, make the photo bigger, those sorts of things. Now, here's the cool thing. A lot of times we don't put the price on our social media ones, just pictures to draw attention. So we're getting rid of all of this and we'll, let's say, make this something fun. Okay, so let's say we are going to do something like this. Again, really quick. The cool thing about all of this is that once you have a setup that you like, you can create a template. And that means you can have 6 different versions. Let's say you had, 6 different versions of, we have something that, oh, you like the gallery view. Yeah, okay. Just saw there was a chat there. So you can have as many different versions as you want. I'm going to show you how to add more pages. So let's say you have as many different versions in here as you want. Let's say you have 10 different things in here, different marketing collateral that you're going to be utilizing. You can then, if it's all set up to your brand, you could then create a template of that so that every time you go to start a listing, you could then have the formats all set to go and just replace the images. Okay, so I'm going to show you, I showed you how to copy, how to duplicate a page and resize it. You also can, let's say you're like, ooh, I know that I'm going to want a for sale, but I'm going to go ahead and do my for sale. I'm going to do the open house. I'm going to do, all those things. Once you have it the way you like, you can actually just duplicate the page. Once you duplicate the page, it's going to duplicate exactly the format that you want, right? Don't forget when you're doing this that you are going to want to rename it when you duplicate it has the same information. So this would be, I post for sale, 123 Santee Dodd. All right. So you make sure you're renaming it to stay organized. And this would be an example for this would be IG instead of for sale, open house. Okay. And again, if you have templates already set up that you like, you can actually draw these in here, or the entire thing can be in a template that you've already set up. And I think that's one of our next classes are going to be all about templates. So let me show you how to add some more pages besides taking the information. If you want to start from scratch to create something, you can simply say, use this up arrow right here, and you see all these different things. So in this case, I know that one of the things I like are have little reels for my properties. And so I'm going to say I want a video, and I want a mobile video, and I am going to go over here. And one of the questions is, that was, if we go to projects, working within projects, and I go to folders. Why? Because I've organized my listing media, uploaded straight into it. So I go to my clients, I go to my listings. Inside of this particular listing, I have all of my media. I could, if I had this open, so it was a whole bunch of stuff, I could click videos right here. Here is my social media one. It's doing its upload. It already has music, all of that. So I'm not adding any extra features. But if you had raw video that you were uploading and needed to do some Canva editing, you could do that here. We'll have to do that one day, show you how to do it inside of Canva. All right. So once you have that done, I'm going to go back to my page, click the pages here. So I get back to my view, and I now have right here, go back to right here, ready to go. Can you hear the music?
No.
Okay. I have my headphones on, so there's music playing. There's my little social media thing. Now, here's the other really cool feature that I think putting all of this into a single project file. For me, if you don't have another way in which you're sharing media, one of the really great things is, let's say that we have we are adding, hold on a second here. I want to get stuck on. Let's say we are going to add, let's do some more social media. Let's say I want to do a uh, Facebook post. Okay, so a square post. So I've added a Facebook post, and this is Facebook post. All right, 123 Santi Dodd, name it correctly. All right. And I'm going to go over here back to my images, and I'm going to pick an image that I just love because this Facebook post is going to be all about the views from the house, right? Let's say. So let's talk about the neighborhood, Catalina Foothills. That's where this home is. The views from the house, that sort of thing. All right, so I'm just gonna have a single image for this particular Facebook post. Now, the cool thing is what you'll notice is I am building out an entire marketing collateral for the entire listing. And then you have the option to share, right? So one of the things you can do is you can actually share this as a view only with your clients so that they can see all of the marketing collateral at one time. And that makes for a really great way to show them instead of having to go into a Google Drive and click on this image and then click on this image and then click on this image, they can see it all. And you can have it all built out. If you've got your template, once you get this set up with all your branding, all your colors, you can even have 3 or 4 different listing types, right? Your open house one, your for sale one, your just closed. You can get it all in here into a single project, save as a template. You open up the template, put in all the new pictures, descriptions, all that stuff for this listing, and you've got it all ready to go to show your clients with a share link, a single share link. So to me, that's a huge benefit and a win to this particular one. All right, let me make sure I've showed you. I showed you how to resize. I've showed you how to resize from a particular image or set of images that you like. I showed you how to do it from inside of the 3 dots. You can resize the page. You can duplicate the page, which will create the exact same type. So let's say you did want to be like, oh, wait, I need another flyer. 2 options. You go right here, you duplicate the page. It will duplicate it as a flyer. And then you could, rename it. This one is your open house flyer. Okay. So you can duplicate it, you can move them around to whatever order you want. Some of the things that I do is I do when I have a lot in here, I do like to add blank pages. And why would I add a blank page? Well, the blank page actually has text on it. So let's say you have a blank page and this might be listing launch. So if you're going to create a template, this is a possibility for you as well. So then I would have, listing launch, and this would be our for sale. And then you could have a blank page that says, let's duplicate page. I'm dragging things around. And actually, I will show you if you've not worked from this view, this is my favorite view to drag things around. It makes it really, really easy. So, but you can't edit inside that view. So this one would be listing launch. This would be open house. All right. And so if we're dragging things around, these are all my, there's my open house one, right? So you can see how we're doing moving things around here. And then you might end up having one that says, this would be, under contract. You see where I'm going with this? How you can have different sections for each of the different parts and then create a template, and you've got every single one here that you want. So one of the other questions, and this is a really good place to show this that we've had before, is if you've already designed like a template or an Instagram page or a flyer, something that you just love, how do you get that design into another project? Okay, so we are going to show that right now. All right, so I gotta move faces out of the way here. All right. So if you go over to the left-hand side and you pick projects, because we're assuming there's two places. Depends on whether you've already added it to your brand kit because it's something you're using over and over again, or if you have it saved within a particular project. So in this case, just as an example, let's say you prepared we've utilized this as a campaign for a listing presentation or a buyer presentation. So inside of this, you have, a flyer example, you have a social media post example, a video example, but you also maybe want your menu of service example. So what you can do is when you're under projects, you can look at the individual designs. That'll be a lot to sort through. Or if you know where you're going, you can hit folders and go to that particular folder. So as an example, I haven't built this one out. These are templates from other people, just as examples. But let's say I'm doing this for a listing presentation, and I want them to see what type of marketing materials I have and to be able to share it with them. So one of the things I might want to have in there is a menu. So I go over here. This has already been created. And what I do is, and this is really important to note, if you're on the slide, like if I were over here on my video and I clicked this, it would replace this video. Okay, so you don't want to do it. You always want to do it from inside of a blank page. So I make sure I'm on a blank page. And then you can literally drag it onto it, just like that. Now, if you know what you're inserting, if you're inserting a banner for a website, you want to show them what their, the header of their website might look like. Or if you actually create a website in here to use, which is another thing you can do, you can actually, the little arrow here, I can resize this, but the arrow, you can actually create a website within it. If you want a website page here showing all the different collateral, the videos, design it. If you want to use Canva as your personalized or custom website for sharing for your listing, you can do that. So it is important though that you know that whatever you're inserting, it's may or may not be the right size, right? So if I, for example, let me delete page. If I, for example, let's say I uploaded, I turn this into a doc. This is obviously landscape and I put it in here, right? It's going to do something different with it. Mm-hmm. So you do want to make sure, that your blank page is, it's easy to, that you have the right type, or you have to resize it. That's just an extra step. So if you start with the right type for what you're getting ready to insert from another project, for example, this would be a good one. Okay, now if those were templates, if we go to designs and click on the design, because you're like, wait, Rayson, there was more than one page. I'm showing you how. If you go to the actual design, if you don't want just the first page, and you clip like this is a pre-listing thing, click on it, then you can pick the page. Okay, so from here, you can say apply all 8 pages, or you can drag and drop the pages that you want. Usually, there you go. I just clicked on it and it showed up. Okay. So hopefully that helped you with that. There's 2 different ways to do it. Go to the design, click on it, pick the page you want, make sure you're on a blank page, or you can do that. The other thing you can actually do is you can copy from one to another. I don't know if you knew this, but if you open up another Canva page, so let's say I go to, I'm going to do one of the EXP ones. So if I'm inside, actually, I think I may have to copy those. Let me go to templates, projects. Let me go to here. That's marketing. Let me do this. If I'm inside of, trying to think of the best way to get to which one to insert. I'm getting stuck here. Let's do this one. So if I go inside of this, so I'm in this project, you can select the entire screen and say copy, and then go back to here to your original project and you can paste. It should work. See if it does. Sometimes I haven't used this particular one, so you may have to. I like to group things when I'm copying a whole bunch of stuff, but if I copy that, then go back to the project that I'm in and say paste, there you go. So those are two different ways that you can add other projects, other pages, other designs to the actual feature that you're working on. Okay, so the last thing that I want to point out about this is that you cannot since you're having multiple different styles in this, you are not going to be able to download all of this in one single type necessarily. For example, I have a video in here and I also have static posts. So when you go to download this, let's say you're not using Canva to do any scheduling, right? You're going to download it and then upload it to your scheduler. When you hit download, you are going to have to pick your type. So let's say we're going to do PNG and we go look at the pages. You'll see there's this little exclamation mark here on the video because it's going to say, hey, you download this as PNG, it's not going to download the video, right? So it's kind of common sense, but I just want to make sure and point out, like, if you're used to doing a bunch of Instagram posts, only one file type in it and downloading them all, this is just a note that depending on what you're creating in the multi-formats is going to depend on it. It's also the other reason why it's really important. You guys know when you do this, you have a bunch of pages that you're downloading. It will download them as individual files, like a zip folder, and then it opens up to each of the individual pages. So remember in the beginning when I said that doing the actual naming is super important, making sure before you download 11 pages of different marketing collateral that you have them named correctly, that is why. So that it won't just be page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, right? Don't want to make extra work for yourselves.
Okay? I've learned that the hard way.
Yes. So actually naming every time you create, getting into the habit of creating your page, adding the title for that page with plenty of descriptions so you'll be able to find it easily in all the different ways is really important. And the last thing to keep in mind is that if you use Canva Scheduler, which another topic we haven't covered yet, but we will definitely be going over. If you use Canva Scheduler only works for, you can't do like a Facebook post, an Instagram post, a whole bunch of posts, and then just go schedule all of those at one time. It doesn't really do bulk or multi-one. You still have to pick a single, like the Instagram post, and go schedule it one page at a time. So that is another piece, is that it doesn't really work super well for utilizing Canva Scheduler. It's not the most efficient for that. But for creating any other campaign where all of your collateral is in a single format, like a listing presentation or marketing material for your clients, sharing it with them, downloading it so you have it all in one, one time. And also so you can create templates of that campaign, whether it's a listing campaign, a social media campaign, right? Like just imagine you're like, hey, I love every time I do something, I'd love to have an Instagram post, a Facebook post, a TikTok video, a LinkedIn post, what else is there? Was I thinking? You have these different ones, and you know that you like, carousel, right? You want a carousel post. You have all of these every time. So if you create a brand template with your colors, with some basic layout options, and you have that template, then for every campaign you have, you can open up that template with those different things, right? Hey, I want to talk about the conference I just went to. Well, let me open up my template and just plop in the different things, and I'm ready to go with all the different formats. Okay. Any questions?
I love that. You covered a lot of great stuff. Thank you.
Yeah, Shannon, do you have a question?
Yeah, are you guys, I saw like a couple, one or two on the Facebook thing recorded. Are these all recorded?
They're all recorded.
Mm-hmm.
This is our very first Facebook live, YouTube live video as well.
Oh,
So
cool.
hopefully it works. We had
Yeah.
difficulty, getting started on getting it to function.
Because you
So
did one a little while ago, and I commented on the Facebook post. It was this recorded. I didn't know where to find it, and I can't
yes,
remember. I think it was
they are going to all be in the group. We are having, we are working through the challenges of starting a new group and getting everything up and running correctly. We've had a few technical issues, but yes, we are working on that. In fact, Joy and I were just talking about that over the next week. Our goal is, to make sure everything is uploaded, that you can find it. We'll be uploading them with guides, sort of like start here kind of thing, to highlight a few of the ones that we refer back to all the time as we're recording them.
And they live in media files, media and files.
Okay, I think I found two, but I didn't find the one I was looking for.
I have one I need to upload.
Yeah,
so,
and we have one that got uploaded, but some reason didn't upload, and we just realized that when we were looking back at our media files, like you hit play and it says it can't play it. So so
awesome. Because last night I just learned how to upload my EXP listing.
So you need to come visit us.
Yeah.
That was freaking gold. And I'm like, so yes, I want to come visit, but I was late today, and I'm like, okay, but this is one of my actions I'm doing. Like, now I need to learn more, because it's going to save me a ton of time and give me the things I want. And so
much time. I'm glad you found that, because that's like the coolest thing. That connection to MLS is just right there.
Yeah. And then there's all your photos, but I do need to do my brand stuff. Like, I haven't ever done that, so I need to do that.
Yeah, and we do have that video. We have a walkthrough on the brand video. We have a walkthrough on how to organize your as you're getting started, really utilizing it, how to either go back and reorganize, or how to, best practices for moving forward, so that you don't end up with just a big, huge mess, because it can very easily become a mess.
Yes, and I have enough messes, so I'm trying to organize things. And so this is I'm so glad you guys are doing this, but I know sometimes I'm like, well, I can't make it, but I like last night it was late, and so I watched it. I learned how to do that last night.
Yay.
That's fantastic.
Yes, it's in our Facebook group, and we're trying to get it all organized and set up now that I think we have 4 or 5 videos that we've done. So we're gonna get them all organized and set up, and it should, over the next few weeks, it should start to show up and be a little bit easier in terms of, just a learning curve whenever you start something new.
Okay. Oh yeah. And I'll go back and watch the first part of this video, so I can find out what you guys were doing.
Perfect. Wonderful. Well, thanks for joining us, and we will see you next week then.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
All right. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.